Good morning, Eagles.
Today is April 17th.
And this is your weekly Eagle Report.
It's time for the Eagle Report.
La 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 la
This week, the teacher spotlight will be on Mr. Marcio. Here's Noel with the video.
English, so English 11 and AP. I'm currently teaching AP Language and Composition. So we are currently learning about diction, which is just another word for word choice, and how that impacts an audience or helps someone persuade an audience. So one thing I've learned in the, let's see, I think this is my 7th year teaching here at Thurston. I've learned that really, I don't think there's a single teacher that would claim to have it all figured out. And that's really refreshing because you can go to, like, as a teacher, I could go to any other teacher and say, like, hey, I'm having an issue with this thing. Can you help me? And most of the time they'll say, like, yeah, I've had that same issue, or I'm working on that same thing. Nobody walks into this building just being like, wow, another day where I'm gonna totally ace it. Everything's gonna go my way. That's just it's not how it works. And realizing that there were other adults in the building who felt that same way was just helpful for me. I think what I enjoy about teaching, I guess I love teaching like these, concepts that students might not otherwise think about. It's also just amazing to get to know, these high schoolers as they make their way through, their high school experience. It's just a special thing. Not many jobs get to, experience that sort of thing. There's one thing I could say to my students. I think it's important that you remember that you can be honest with your teachers. I actually really appreciate when a student comes to me and just says, hey, this thing is not working for me, or that thing that you said, I didn't understand it, and so could you re-explain it to me? That just makes all the difference. It also just helps keep your teachers accountable, and it improves the relationship. It does.
Thanks, Noel. Let us know who you want the spotlight to be on next.
With spring returning, Elena and JT did a spring sports interview, but this time it's for the students. Let's see how these students think this upcoming season will go.
After hearing spring sports coaches' perspective, we decided to interview athletes. Coaches say they think overall this will be a good season. Let's see what the athletes think about the upcoming season.
I think this season will be really interesting because it's all new people.
Good, but also bad. Some teams are going to be better than our team.
Honestly, don't know. I feel like we've done a lot of practicing over the off season and even practicing now.
I think this season will go great. We got a lot of new people this year, so everybody has potential to, do their best.
I think it will go pretty well. You lose some, you win some.
Although there are lots of different opinions on this upcoming spring sports season, there are also things that can impact the season drastically.
Is potentially being a singles player.
Not trying to get hurt with my ankles.
Us losing like 6 seniors last year and having a new coach.
Going against 5 girls this year.
Learning how to play with all the new players.
While making an impact drastically on this season, we also have things that can improve drastically.
This season, I'm looking forward to improving on my strategies and more on my form.
My hitting.
Batting from an offensive standpoint, because last year I struggled when it came to being at the plate, so I feel like I've made a lot of improvements over the off season, so I think that's one thing I'm looking forward to.
My speed and my endurance.
My speed and stamina.
We're super excited to see what our athletes bring on this season.
Good luck, Thurston Eagles.
Thanks, Elena and JT. Wishing the best to all the spring sports teams out there.
Here's Kamaya with this week's Need to Know.
Driver's training is meeting April 18th and April 20th, 2:45 to 4:45 p.m. Night school is April 19th from 2:45 to 5:45 p.m. Our Little Shop of Horrors play is April 20th, 21st, and 22nd from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Our track team has a home meet against Annapolis and Robotics April 18th. The baseball and softball team have a game at Romulus on April 17th. The girls tennis team has a game at Redford Union April 18th and a home game versus Annapolis April 20th. The girls soccer team has a game at Arbor Prep April 17th and at Henry Ford Academy April 19th. The golf team has a home game versus Annapolis April 17th.
Thanks, Kamaya.
With the robotics team attending Churchill this past weekend for a competition, here's Aaron telling us how it went for the robotics team.
Alliance 1 wins, they are the champion. If Alliance 2 wins, rubber match.
All right, so robotics is basically a competition that takes place every single year. It takes place across the entire world. Many high schools have teams. Our team is the Heavy Duty Eagles, and so what happens is at the start of January, First Inspires, which is the program that hosts the robotics competitions, releases a challenge or an event on a large live stream that basically showcases what challenge we're going to have to complete that year.
Competitions are where pretty much all of your hard work comes to play. It's where all the robots that we've been building for 2 months, where they come and compete with each other. So they put 40 teams in one school, and then people who don't get picked for playoffs, they go home, and then after that, that's where it really gets serious.
How does it feel winning second place?
It is exhilarating. It was exhilarating.
It was awesome.
Some of us cried, honestly.
I know some of you guys are graduating. What does it mean for the program next year?
It's something really special to be able to leave something behind, and I have full faith in the people who aren't graduating to carry on the team and kind of continue what we started here.
Well, we're going to need more people to participate in robotics. If you do not need to know anything about robotics in order to join. Anybody can join. If you like competing, if you like building stuff, if you like hanging out with friends, this would be a great opportunity for you to join.
Thanks, Aaron. You guys had a great season. We look forward to seeing more.
The Little Shop of Horrors play is approaching. Here's a little video from Dylan with the promo for the play.
Sure. It takes place on Skid Row, which is basically just a poor place in an old, broken down city. There's a flower shop in there that doesn't do a lot of business because it's a poor place in the city. So the owner decides, I'm going to close the place. One of the workers there says, hey, I've been working on this thing, and brings out this weird plant. Come to find out that this plant is from outer space and can only survive on blood. And so this guy starts feeding people to the plant, and eventually we find out that the plant came to the earth to take over and eat everybody.
Thanks, Dylan. Make sure you're there.
That's it for this week's Eagle Report.
Have a great week, Eagles.
And don't forget to soar.